What's up you guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're continuing our journey in this wonderful steam train, and last time we did reverse this 6p up to these coaches, 12 coaches, and today we are going to be taking this train forward along our journey. So let's climb aboard. We'll get these doors closed to start off with. Take a look at our pressures. Brake pressure wise, we are currently on 0 because our brakes are fully applied. I think we'll roll this forward just to make sure that we're kind of heading in the right direction, That's certainly something important. And we will open that just to get rid of any excess liquids that we don't want. We are going to need to go along here and uncouple, if we can just get up on the platform, because now the original train here would have pulled into the platform and would have done so with a train at the front, a locomotive at the front, shall we say. We're going to go along and we are going to uncouple that locomotive to start off with. Wonder why no passengers are stood on this particular section. Is it because it's a kind of dead zone, not classed as a platform? Or I guess a place for cars. Do seem to have a couple of motor vehicles here, so what we'll do is we'll uncouple this like so, and there we go. So what we'll now do is run all the way down the other end again and get aboard, and then we can unlock the doors and let the passengers on. And yeah guys, look at this wonderful station, absolutely gorgeous. And as you can see, we've got a nice long train as well, so we'll be able to see what this locomotive's capable of as well when it's pulling all of these carriages and all of these passengers. What we'll do is just jump in and yeah, we'll get the doors unlocked and let everybody on. Right, let's get this door closed, take a seat, and then we can literally just unlock the doors like so. That's not such a good angle, but hopefully people will start getting on now, because they don't have a great deal of time before we're setting off here, that's for sure. We're actually late setting off. We're about 10 minutes late setting off by the looks of things, because we were obviously taking our time on the last run from getting the loco from the sheds to the platform here. And talking through that, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I do enjoy running the locos around, and yeah, as I said in the previous video, this Steam era isn't something that I was ever a part of, but for some reason I just really enjoy it as part of this route. Yeah, even though I've never really been into steam trains as such. So we are going to be closing the doors, and we will be doing that immediately because we need to be on our way. There we go. Let's take a look and see what we're doing now. So we're heading out of here and we're going to Edge Hill platform 2 by the looks of things. So we're going to be going down a similar sort of corridor that we went down before. And is this our stop, or is this a go via location? Okay, we are going to be stopping, okay. So we're already in forward. As you can see, the brakes are fully on. We didn't have any pressure available to us. We'll open this again. So you need to be fully open, that's odd. Oh, there we go. We'll release the brake as well. That'll help. I think we might be able to open this as well just to help release it a bit quicker. And once that's now pretty far along, we'll close this again. And we'll apply a little bit of regulator. Give a decent whistle. We should be on our way. You can tell by the weight here, because if we were just doing a bit of loco action here, we wouldn't be having this issue with the weight. But look at the steam blowing off and everything. Let's move the external camera along here. Look at that. I mean, you can. That's the sense of weight there, isn't it? Let's get the regulator open a little bit more. go ahead and close this now. There we go. Preserve a little bit of steam as well. And in the same time we'll wind this back a bit now that we're moving. Pull the regulator back a tiny bit. We don't need it really, you know, we don't want to be flying along here, that's for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it's only a 15 mile per hour speed limit at the moment. All that weight, look at that. Just moving the camera towards the back here where, look, the coaches are lit. As you can see, I mean, we're quite a way back, aren't we? And just to get that sense of what it must be like to drive this train with all this weight on the back and to have to manage the steam. As you can see in the bottom left there, we are doing a pretty good job of keeping the pressure up as well, because for when we're losing pressure, we're gaining it straight away afterwards. So, and there we go, pulling away. And once again, guys, passing through this corridor of where overhead there's roads, it's just a wonderful experience. I really would have enjoyed, I think, living at this particular point in time and just being able to experience this for myself. And not too far to go, to be fair, to the first stop. Let's take a quick look on the schedule and see exactly what we're going to be doing here. So we only have a couple of stops really, but yeah, we'll see how far we get. I don't want to keep the videos like really long, so we'll see how we get on really. I think about maybe if we do a couple of stops and then we might have to break it up into another part. We'll also see what sort of strength's required in order to stop this train and the amount of weight. See how quickly it comes to a stop. We did close this, didn't we? Oh yes, we did. We closed it as we were coming out. We'd be able to hear the hissing otherwise. That was all. The hissing from the front of the train and all of that smoke pouring out. That was because of the cylinder cocks being open, but it's nicely closed now. Brake pressure's good. Or should I say available brake pressure, because yeah, that's basically as long as that's up there like that, it means the brakes are fully released and we have available brake pressure for when we want to stop. We'll just ease back on the regulator again here. We are heading slightly uphill, so that's going to help us with this stop, but about 15 mile per hour. Here we go, coming into the platform. Such a joy just to see that train come out of the tunnel there. Absolutely wonderful. Just again coasting now. We are going to be looking to make a stop in a moment. We're going to have to be careful with the brakes. We don't want to derail by getting too much brake on. Again, applying the brakes and then releasing them and then applying them again tends to work wonders. And that's a good stop. We'll get the brakes on now and unlock the doors. As you can see, we're massively behind schedule. I mean, 7:38 was when we were supposed to get here and be doing this, but yeah. Take a look externally, see if anybody's getting on. They might have all given up. Doesn't look like there's many people on the platform, to be fair, but I mean, look at this. Let's come out here. That's as high as we can go, but wow, look at this shit. Look at those. Got a goods train there as well. And I guess this is what it would be like. Right, get the doors locked. There we go. Again, we'll release the brake. Watch that brake pressure come up there. You can see it in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. As the pressure comes up, the vacuum brake comes up. The actual brake is being released as well. Open the regulator a tiny bit. See if we can get it moving. We are on flat ground, so hopefully we won't have a problem getting started here from coming out of this station, but we just want to be careful, gentle, shall we say. And just ease her out, basically. Oh, wheel spinning. There we go. Now we're moving. It's quite a bit of weight. Let's have a quick look in the menu, see how much weight we've got here. 432 tons. Just realised as well our reverser wasn't all the way forward, which we could do with really to get us moving. There we go, that's better. Nice and steady away now. .6 miles to go to our next stop, so I think we can afford to pick up a bit of speed now. 30 mile per hour speed limit currently. We'll be coming into a 70 mile per hour speed limit shortly. Less than a mile, so wind this back a bit. Keep the regulator nicely open. Might have wound that back a little bit too far. Tiny bit more forward, I think. See, that should be closed. It's fine when you're at slow speed. It doesn't really matter too much when you're at low speeds, but once we get going like this, we want to preserve steam. We don't want that ejector wide open like that. Oh, we're doing a bit of a turn here. Too sure whether that smoke should be clipping all the way through this bridge like that, but anyway. Where does this particular... So that one goes up and over. That's kind of cool. So I guess that's something that we could... One of the lines that we could particularly look to follow at some point. Looks like we're heading down here now. Heading past these houses. Heading uphill. Here we go. This is where the true test starts. But we are doing alright. I mean, what we'll do is just wind this reverser back a little bit. See if we can preserve some power here. I also want to take a look over here if this gentleman would just move out my way. And see if we can get this damper. I don't know why. What is this guy doing? It's like knocking me out the way. I don't know whether you could tell by that. The dampers really, we don't want them fully open. Just blast through that abandoned station there. Look at this field even. Looks just, I don't know, it just looks really good. It looks good to me anyway. Yep, we're well on our way. We're heading downhill now slightly, so I think we can just ease off on the old regulator a little bit. Although, it's fine. I mean, we've got a 70 mile per hour speed limit, so there's no real issues. We've done well to ease off on the reverser, because as you can see in the bottom left, we've preserved quite a lot of steam power by doing that. We'll ease it back a tiny bit more, just bring it back to maybe like 35. Straight through Sefton Park. That smooth running sound of those coaches on the track. Sounds really nice. Sounds really good. There we go. Right, let's get back to our train. Thought that was going to be like a head out view. I'm not too sure what happened there. There we go. Passing by these old terrace houses. And again slightly downhill, so we're hitting about 40 miles per hour. And preserving steam, which is good. Flying nicely through this platform, express style. Slightly faster now, you can tell just from the speed that we're heading. The clickety clank of the track, of the wheels on the track. .7 miles to Runcorn, guys. Do let me know in the comment section if you're enjoying this little run. I know for sure I am. I can understand why people would want to get involved with steam trains, especially on the sort of preserved routes. It's just something very manual about driving them. I mean, there's nothing automatic, well, for one, which is pretty obvious, I guess, but it's just the physicality of it. The need to manage the steam and the brakes and everything. As you can see, our brake pressure is actually probably not that good right now, so just checking our brakes fully released, because that pressure isn't quite up properly as it should be. Maybe a sign that our brakes aren't fully released as we'd like them to be. Because if they're not fully released, then it's basically holding us back, but also at the same time, once that ejector's fully open, we lose steam power, so kind of a bit of a playoff really. Let's get it closed again. Looks like it's holding at 20. Okay. Right, it's dipped a little bit now. Open the regulator a bit more. And again, just lovely. I wonder where that line goes. Nowhere. It just kind of intersects, should I say. Looks like we're going to be doing a bit of a left turn here. Up to 50 miles per hour now, as you can see, guys, we're really flying. Heading slightly downhill as well. I think we'll close the regulator a tiny bit just to sort of preserve steam. I hope we're not switching tracks here, because sometimes if you're switching tracks it kind of just throws the speed limit on you out of nowhere. Looks like we aren't. We're just going straight through. And yeah, look at this. Such a wonderful layout. Just stuff everywhere. It's wonderful. Look at this. Some trains here and all sorts of rolling stock. Probably a goods yard, I would imagine that. Oh, we've gone flying away there. Heading slightly uphill now, but still preserving steam, which is good. Losing speed a tiny bit. Not too bad. About 5 miles to go to our next stop. We'll open the regulator a little bit more. So I referred to this person as a young man, but yeah, I think that's because we did have a young guy with us in our very first episode. I was expecting it to be the same person, but yeah, for some reason I think the because it's treated as two separate routes, if that makes sense, two separate pieces of work, we end up with two different fire persons. So yeah, another typical quirk. We're losing a little bit of brake power again. I'll open this again. This is the sort of management that you have to do all the time. You have to keep an eye on things. We don't want that brake pressure dropping, because that means that the brakes are slightly on. Want to keep that brake pressure off, and it usually does stay off, to be fair. Did we close our small ejector? Yep. Okay, well that's fine, it should be like that. 3.8 miles to go. We're really chugging along here. This is good. Just love this jerking around here. Obviously this tender's obviously a separate part of the train, so it should move like that, and it's fantastic to see. Look at this industry here. Just looking at it from this angle, it gives a true idea of how long the train is and how much weight this locomotive would be pulling here. We're up to 62 miles per hour. Tell you what we're going to do, guys. We are going to pull the reverser completely, the regulator in completely to be closed. We've only got about 2 miles to go and we are flying, literally. Tell you what we'll do, we'll just open that and get our brake pressure back again. Come nicely through here. Is that a watering point there? Not too sure, look at that. Might have used to have been one. Okay, we're breaking the speed limit slightly. I think we'll just apply a little bit of brakes. Close off that ejector. Okay, we're heading slightly uphill, so we're losing quite a lot of speed here. Thankfully, we've got a lot of boiler pressure on our hands, which is good. It's the last thing you'd want to be going up here and not having the sort of pressure that you need. As you can see, we're sort of grinding to a halt, which is not the worst thing in the world. But what we want to do is keep the power moving. What we'll do is roll this forward, open the regulator. Come on, baby, don't stop. You've got so much steam power. Okay, hold on. It's no good wheel spinning now, you've already stopped. Why would it stop and then wheel spin? That's kind of odd. I'm just glad we've got plenty of pressure on hand. because it does mean that we are going to be moving again, but so I'm not like massively concerned, but I do find it a bit strange that we actually stopped, actually, because there was no reason. We actually had everything move. We had momentum. The only thing we did have was a slight bit of brakes on. Use a jerking combination here on the regulator just to get us moving properly. There we go, a bit of wheel spin again. Last thing you need. Yeah, it's a nuisance because we're on a hill. So, as I say though, I don't have any sort of stress because I can see our boiler pressure is good. Means that we can get moving, just need to apply a little bit of skill to it. As long as we're making progress, that's the main thing. There we go. Nicely away. Just keep it moving like that, really. Don't want to apply too much power too soon at this stage now, even though we are moving. Still only going 3 miles per hour. Keep doing that. It's very silly. But these are genuinely some of the struggles that these drivers would have had. Does make me wonder whether these trucks here are even real trucks that you can do anything with, because this whole yard seems to be kind of for display purposes, although I could be wrong. I have to do more with the goods side of things to see whether you can do anything with those. And same on the other side. If we stand up and go over here, these things just look fantastic. I mean, it just looks great. Only a mile now to our platform, so not the end of the world. Regulator's nicely open, our reverse is in the right place for this sort of speed, and we'll draw it back a tiny bit. There we go. And just keep it moving nicely like this, because we will be coming into Runcorn, platform 1, in just a moment. Never seen this bridge move. Although I did notice in one of the early previews of this game that they had the bridge moving, so I wonder whether there is an animation for that to go back and forth. Here we are anyway, guys. We're going slightly uphill still, so we don't want to be sort of 100% cautious here, but keep things moving along. Look at this view. And just the view of the train even behind us. Just the carriages, it looks absolutely wonderful. Slightly uphill, and then we'll be coming into the platform, about 600 yards away. And there you go, look, as we see behind, very, very nice view, a nice overview of this town area as well. And here we are coming into Runcorn. So what I will say is the preservation of steam and pressure is one of the most important things, I think, when it comes to driving these steam trains, and also managing your brakes, probably the two most important things. And as you can see there, even though we came into a situation where we'd stopped, I'm not too sure why that was, because, you know, we were immediately able to spin our wheels. But you would think if we were able to spin our wheels that we could have used that power and momentum to continue to move forward. Once again here we've got the regulator quite a bit open. Just trying to puff up this hill. Just to bring us into this station even. Got a very long platform. There's a brake van there. I haven't seen one of those on this route. We'll just leave the regulator closed, and I think we can start putting some brake on now. So we don't want to come to a harsh halt. Put the brakes on now and unlock the doors. I've just opened the other side as well by accident. Quickly close that. Again, we're very late. We're probably going to end up about half an hour late here. But yeah, guys, if you've enjoyed this episode, please do let me know by hitting me up with a like. If we take a look at our schedule, I think we'll see after this one, we've got 2 stops left, which we will cover in the next video. I want to say thank you so much for coming through and checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please do leave me a like, and I'll catch you guys again soon.